We've gotten some insane news. So as we all know, Donald Trump is trying to distract from the fact that he is in the Epstein files. He's not going to release them. He's attacked Rosie O'Donnell. He's released the MLK files, which is so interesting. You can release the MLK files, but you can't release the Epstein files. You can release all those files, but not the ones that you might potentially be in. Interesting. Now, to continue the distraction, Donald Trump is actually now saying that Obama is treasonous, and that he's had his intelligence officer, Tulsi Gabbard, try to drum up fake charges to make the news cycle change. Well, it's not working. It's not working. I'm going to show you what he's saying, but I'm going to remind you, Donald Trump needs to release the Epstein files. So here is Donald Trump talking about Obama and how Obama actually made up the Epstein files. And I have Obama actually responding to this. Obama responded to this. Very rare for him to say anything about what's going on in the political news cycle, but he has done that, and it's fantastic. But first, here is Donald Trump just making shit up.
On Epstein, the Attorney General briefed you on the DOJ and FBI review, the findings of that review. The Attorney General briefed you on that.
What? On the
DOJ and FBI
on what?
review.
On what subject?
Epstein. Okay. On Epstein, of the review of the files. Attorney General Pam Bondi.
A very quick briefing.
Did she tell you, what did she tell you about the review? And specifically, did she tell you at all that your name appeared in the file?
No, she's given us just a very quick briefing, and in terms of the credibility of the different things that they've seen. And I would say that, you know, these files were made up by Comey. They were made up by Obama. They were made up by the Biden, we went through years of that with the Russia hoax, with all of the different things that we had to go through. We've gone through years of it, but she's handled it very well, and it's going to be up to her. Whatever she thinks is credible, she should release. Yeah.
Whatever she thinks is credible, she should release. Okay. He is 100% in those. Now, I want to replay this. We'll have the editor zoom in on Caroline Levit here, because Caroline Levit could even realize that Donald Trump is just making shit up. Look at her face. She looks embarrassed to even be there. Watch.
On what subject?
Epstein. Okay. On Epstein, of the review of the files. Attorney General Pam Bondi.
A very quick briefing.
Did she tell you, what did she tell you about the review? And specifically, did she tell you at all that your name appeared in the file?
No, she's given us just a very quick briefing, and in terms of the credibility of the different things that they've seen. And I would say that, you know, these files were made up by Comey. They were made up by Obama. They were made up by the Biden, we went through years of that with the Russia hoax, with all of the...
Can't even look at him. She can't even look at him. Now, we also have some, like I said, but there's a statement coming from Obama. This isn't the first time that Obama has spoken up. He has said previously this.
Imagine if I had done any of this. Imagine if I had pulled Fox News' credentials from the White House press corps. You're laughing, but no, this is what's happening. Imagine if I'd said to law firms that were representing parties that were upset with policies my administration had initiated, that you will not be allowed into government buildings. We will punish you economically for dissenting from the Affordable Care Act or the Iran deal. We will ferret out students who protest against my policies. It's unimaginable that the same parties that are silent now would have tolerated behavior like that from me, or a whole bunch of my predecessors. I say this not on a partisan basis. This has to do with something more precious, which is, who are we as a country, and what values do we stand for?
Well, I think that's a great question. I don't think Barack Obama is going to like the answer to that question, because I think who we are as a country and what we stand for are vastly different than the country he presided over. God, when was that? 10 years ago? How has it been so long? Donald Trump also literally lost his mind in the Oval Office. And then I'm going to have Obama's response to this insanity. It's insanity.
Tulsi Gabbard has submitted a criminal referral to the Department of Justice. From your perspective, who should the DOJ target as part of their investigation? What specific figures in the Obama administration?
Well, based on what I read, and I read pretty much what you read, it would be President Obama. He started it. And Biden was there with him, and Comey was there, and Clapper, the whole group was there. Brennan, they were all there in a room. Right here, this was the room. This is much more beautiful than it was then, but that's okay. I have nice pictures up. They came out of the vaults. They were in there for 100 years. This is much more beautiful. We have the Declaration of Independence now in the room, which wasn't here. I guess people didn't feel too good about putting it here, but I do. But you know what? If you look at those papers, they have them stone cold, and it was President Obama. It wasn't lots of people all over the place. It was them too. But the leader of the gang was President Obama, Barack Hussein Obama. Have you heard of him? And except for the fact that he gets shielded by the press for his entire life, that's the one they look. He's guilty. It's not a question. You know, I like to say, let's give it time. It's there. He's guilty. This was treason. This was every word you can think of. They tried to steal the election. They tried to obfuscate the election.
Really interesting about trying to steal the election is that if that is the case, why hasn't anyone ever been charged with it? Why hasn't anyone gone to jail for trying to throw the election to Joe Biden in 2020 or in 2016? I suppose Donald Trump would say, well, we're trying to do that now. Well, previously, why hasn't there been any charges? Because there's no there there. In fact, the only people have been charged and gone to prison or jail over this are people on the right who tried to get Donald Trump elected when he had already lost the election.
They did things that nobody's ever even imagined, even in other countries. You've seen some pretty rough countries. This man has seen some pretty rough countries, but you've never seen anything like it.
Yeah, well, we're seeing stuff from this president that we have never seen before, which is literally the president of the United States is going after his political enemies. I just want to say, too, that we were warned about this. Donald Trump said he was going to do. He said he would have every right to go after political enemies if elected. And he's doing that 6 months in. Now he's doing it. And shout out to MSNBC who had this chyron, because that's really what this is about. Trump targets Obama in an attempt to distract from Epstein. Perfect. Beautiful. Here's Obama's response. Obama said this: out of respect for the office of the presidency, our office does not normally dignify the constant nonsense and misinformation flowing out of the White House with a response. It's already so good. But these claims are outrageous enough to merit one. These bizarre allegations are ridiculous and a weak attempt at distraction. Nothing in the document issued last week undercuts the widely accepted conclusion that Russia worked to influence the 2016 presidential election, but did not successfully manipulate it at all. So Donald Trump is trying to relitigate something that happened literally 10 years ago. 10 years ago. Really nice. Really nice. We have a president who is so focused on the past that he can't actually plan for our future. So our kids are going to suffer from this. We're all going to suffer from this. And Donald Trump is continuing his crusade against his political enemies, which is authoritarianism. It's authoritarianism. And we're going to keep watching it. And Donald Trump is in the Epstein files. He's in the Epstein files. I'm going to say it every goddamn video. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, please hit like in the video. If you're not subscribed, please consider subscribing. And I'll see you next time.